Welcome, football fans, to another edition of America's Mart Football Report. I'm your host, Barry Grooms. The first games of the season are complete. They brought us some blowouts and an overtime game. We witnessed a few big efforts from new quarterbacks in Fayetteville and Conway. Bryant got salty in a blowout over Benton. Greenwood survived Bentonville West for its closest game in 3 years. Now let's turn the page to another week of non-conference games. Sit back and enjoy as we run down almost 100 games from all over the state. It's the America's Mart Football Report.
I'm David Wallace for America's Mart. It's game day in Arkansas. Well, it's always game day at America's Mart. For more than 40 years, Mart has helped hardworking Americans get into quality used vehicles. Mart works hard to ensure customers drive away happy. They give customers peace of mind by keeping them on the road and helping them succeed. That's why Mart was named to Newsweek's list America's Most Trustworthy Companies for 2023. Mart, in your town or community near you, a proud sponsor of Arkansas high school football.
Go beyond your field of study and get a world-class education in leadership. As an Army officer, you'll work side by side with peers who support your growth, and you'll become a role model, mentor, and decision maker in any environment, at any scale. It's a challenging path, but along the way, you'll sharpen your skills and show yourself and those around you exactly what you're capable of. Decide to lead at goarmy.com/officer.
And welcome back to the America's Mart Football Report. Speaking of Mart, are you ready for game time with America's Mart? Just like in football, getting pre-qualified for your vehicle financing is like making the game-winning play even before you step on the field. Mart's easy online pre-qualification process is as fast as a touchdown. Go to car-mart.com, fill out the secure form, and get pre-qualified with no credit hit. When you get pre-qualified, you'll own the game and save time at the dealership. So get ready to score big and make your car buying experience a total touchdown with America's Mart. All right, now let's get back to it. Here are the Class 7A rankings. Number 1 is Bryant, followed by Bentonville, Fayetteville, Conway, Rogers at number 5, Cabot number 6, Bentonville West 7, Little Rock Christian number 8. Pulaski Academy tumbles to number 9, and Springdale is number 10. And here are the picks for Class 7A, the big game up in Bentonville. And the Tigers are favored over number 4, Conway. Number 3, Fayetteville, favorite at Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Number 1, Bryant, a favorite over Newton, Georgia. Rogers is the pick at Muskogee, Oklahoma. Number 7, Bentonville West, should beat number 6, Cabot. Shiloh Christian is the pick over Little Rock Christian. Springdale picked over Van Buren. Harbor is the pick at Class 5A. Farmington, Greenwood over Northside, and Carl Junction, Missouri is the pick over Rogers Heritage. Now on to Class 6A, where Greenwood remains number 1, followed by Shiloh Christian. Benton still number 3 after that shellacking to Bryant. Number 4 is Marion, followed by Mountain Home. Then it's Sheridan, Lake Hamilton, Little Rock Catholic, Jonesboro, and El Dorado. Now let's get into some picks. Marion is favored at Class 5A Harding Academy. Sheridan is an underdog at home to Class 5A Hot Springs Lakeside. Camden Fairview, the pick over El Dorado. Joe T. Robinson picked over Jonesboro. Sylvan Hills snapped a losing streak last week. Make it 2 in a row for the Bears. They're the pick over Valonia. Little Rock Catholic favored at St. Pius, Missouri. Mountain Home is picked over Harrison. Greenbrier should beat Russellville. Alma over Siloam Springs, and Lake Hamilton picked over Little Rock Southwest. Now let's move on to Class 5A, where the top 10 shakes out like this. Little Rock Parkview, Joe T. Robinson, Hot Springs Lakeside are your top 3, followed by Farmington. Valley View is number 5, up 1 spot after winning last week, while Camden Fairview falls from 5 to 6. Then it's Morrilton, Nettleton, Greenbrier, and Maumelle falls a spot after losing that shootout to Sylvan Hills. Now to some picks. Kimball, Texas, favored over Pine Bluff. Number 5, Valley View, favored at Searcy. Class 4A Warren, favored at Whitehall. Nettleton's the pick over BB. Watson Chapel over Crossett. Jacksonville's the pick over Lone Oak. Wynn should beat Forest City. Class 3A Newport is the favorite over Batesville. Pocahontas is the pick over Greene County Tech. Paragould favored to move to 2-0 and beat Kennett, Missouri. And Class 4A Highland is the pick over Brookland. In South Arkansas, Arkadelphia favored over Hot Springs. Morrilton is the pick at Texarkana. Nashville favored over Hope. DeQueen picked over Horatio, and Gentry is favored over Bee Ridge. Now into Class 4A, and the top 10 shakes out like this. Dardanelle's number 1, followed by Arkadelphia, Mills, and Elkins. Those teams all won last week. Warren is number 5 after losing to Greenbrier. Southside number 6, followed by Hamburg, Nashville, Malvern, and Stuttgart. Now a huge game up in Dardanelle where the top-ranked Sand Lizards are narrowly favored over number 4 Elkins. Gravette is picked over Jay, Oklahoma. Lincoln favored over Westville, Oklahoma. Mountain View should beat Berryville. West Fork favored over Green Forest. And Prairie Grove is the pick at Tahlequah, Oklahoma. Mills is the favorite over Ashdown. Clinton over Heber Springs. Stuttgart should beat CAC. Class 2A McCrory picked over Riverview. Melbourne over Bald Knob. Mena over Hall Steam. Southside out of Batesville favored over Harrisburg. Class 3A Rivercrest is the pick at Gosnell. Truman favored over Walnut Ridge, Osceola over Blytheville, and Hoxie over Jonesboro Westside. A River Valley shootout, Ozark favored over Boonville, and the Hillbillies could make a statement in this game. Class 3A Charleston is the pick over Pottsville, Mansfield over Waldron, Adkins picked over Dover, Malvern over Glenrose in the Brick Bowl. Monticello's the favorite over Bauxite. Fountain Lake picked over Smackover. Hamburg favored at McGee. Helena should go to Earl and get the victory. And Star City favored over Class 3A Dumas. Speaking of 3A, here's your top 10. Number 1 is Salem. Number 2, Rivercrest, followed by Fordyce, Charleston, and Mansfield, who won that overtime thriller last week. Sandwiched between those teams is number 6, Prescott, followed by number 8 is Boonville. Rising is 9, and Glenrose number 10. And here are the Class 3A picks. Paris favored over Lavaca. Mountainburg over Cedarville. Mayflower over Class 2A Bigelow. Quitman over Conway Christian. Class 2A Bearden picked to upset Episcopal. Mark Tree's the favorite over Manila. Hector over Perryville. Fordyce should beat Magnet Cove. Danville over J.C. Westside. Class 2A Poen is the pick over Cutter Morning Star. Class 2A Baptist Prep over Two Rivers. Bismarck favored to bounce back big over Class 2A Mineral Springs. Rising favored at Harmony Grove of Ouachita County. Falk over Murfreesboro. Gurdon picked to beat Parker's Chapel. Barton over Clarendon. England picked over Drew Central. And in the Pascal Bowl, Palestine Wheatley favored over Cross County as son Tyler Pascal is favored to beat his dad Van Pascal. Now on to Class 2A, where our top 10 looks like this. Number 1, East Poinsett County, followed by Mount Ida. Junction City, number 3. Then it's Cross County. Poen up 1 spot to number 5. Carlisle at number 6, followed by Bearden. Murfreesboro at 8. Conway Christian at 9. And Desark moves into the top 10. And the Eagles are looking to make a statement this season. And here are the picks. Big one at Ouachita Baptist tonight. Mount Ida favored over Junction City in the non-conference game of the year. Dirks picked to get a victory at Mountain Pine. Magazine should beat Lamar's Junior Varsity. Desark over Hazen. Hampton over Foreman. And Carlisle picked to beat winless Palmer, Mississippi.
Hungry on your way to the game? Satisfy that craving at Colton's. Throw those peanut shells in a bucket. Grab a hot roll and butter. Then enjoy a hand-cut steak or any of our mouth-watering entrees in a relaxed, casual dining environment. With 14 convenient locations across the state, you're sure to find a Colton's near your Friday night football destination.
Why do tacos get their own day of the week? Is it because Mondays are so rough, we need a Tuesday filled with beefy tortillas shared with good friends? If so, why don't we have Wellington Wednesdays, Stroganoff Saturdays, and heck, Meatball Mondays? Then, Mondays would just be another reason to enjoy our favorite beef with our favorite people. Together, we bring more. Beef. It's what's for dinner. Funded by beef farmers and ranchers.
And football fans, for your peace of mind. Friday nights are made for football, and America's Car Mart is thrilled to be a proud supporter of all high school athletics. So when you roll out with a quality used vehicle from America's Car Mart, you'll be cruising with peace of mind. Car Mart's Peace of Mind package offers a 7-day exchange policy, an optional accidental protection plan, and optional service contracts that include roadside assistance and oil changes. From purchase to payoff, Car Mart's got you covered. Jumpstart your car buying journey online at car-mart.com. That's America's Car Mart, keeping you on the road. We'll be right back with more of America's Car Mart Football Report right after this. And welcome back to America's Car Mart Football Report. I'm your host, Barry Grooms. We've got some big games to talk about now. And first, did you know it's game day in Arkansas? Hey, it's always game day here at America's Car Mart. For over 40 years, Car Mart has helped hardworking Americans get into quality used vehicles. America's Car Mart works hard to ensure customers drive away happy. They give customers a peace of mind by keeping them on the road and helping them succeed. America's Car Mart, in your town or community near you, we're a proud sponsor of Arkansas high school football. It's America's Car Mart. Now let's talk about some of these big games. Starting out in Class 7A up in Northwest Arkansas, Bentonville host Conway. Conway broke in a new quarterback last week, Wesley Taup. 407 yards, 3 touchdowns. The Wampus Cats put up 68 points against Jonesboro. They had a slew of guys catching passes, making plays. Bentonville looked really good, beating Tulsa Union out of Oklahoma by 14 points. They've got a good running back, Chris Ficklin. He had 2 touchdown runs in that game. This is 2 high-powered offenses. They play at different speeds, but both of them emphasize one thing, that's winning the line of scrimmage. Hootens.com gives the slight advantage to Bentonville. Shiloh Christian finally opens its season here in Class 6A. They've got size and tradition. Should beat Little Rock Christian, but Little Rock Christian looked really good last week with that offense, playing well against El Dorado. Greenwood just survived a scare from Bentonville West last week, takes on another 7A opponent this week in Fort Smith Northside. This could be a little different outcome. Northside really struggled with turnovers and finishing drives a week ago. Greenwood's quarterback, Kane Archer, he's already one of the most polished passers in the state. He could have a huge night against the Grizzlies. One of the bigger games in the state of Arkansas, down in Grant County, where high-flying Sheridan plays Hot Springs Lakeside. Lakeside beat Sheridan a year ago. This one could be close, though. Sheridan fell behind Whitehall in the first half last week by a touchdown, till they put in Zay Stevens, who scored 4 touchdowns in the second quarter after coming off the bench. He'll start this game, make a huge difference, but Lakeside's defense is pretty spectacular, especially that secondary, led by senior safety Chris Ford. Hootens.com picks Lakeside in a mild upset over Sheridan. Joe T. Robinson took it to Pulaski Academy last week. The defense and special teams combined for 4 touchdowns. They get Jonesboro, who just gave up 68 to Conway last week. Hootens.com takes Joe T. Robinson. Hand it to Sylvan Hills. The Bears broke a huge losing streak last week against Maumelle. They get another 5A opponent. This time it's Valonia. And Sylvan Hills has won 3 of the past 4 times they played Valonia. Hootens.com picks Sylvan Hills. And Sylvan Hills has one of the most dynamic quarterbacks in the state, Tyler Hampton. If you haven't heard of this guy, you soon will. He had 7 touchdowns against Maumelle. He'll have a couple against Valonia. Greenbrier travels just up the road to take on Russellville. Russellville's won 3 consecutive over Greenbrier. Last year it was a 7-point game. Greenbrier is a year older, especially at the running back position with Enoch Hassan, who had over 200 yards last week at Warren. Hootens.com picks Greenbrier over Russellville. Hey, a big game up in North Central Arkansas. Doesn't get a lot of publicity elsewhere around the state, but it's one of the better rivalries. Class 6A Mountain Home host Harrison. Mountain Home leads this all-time series pretty convincingly, but Mountain Home has beaten the Goblins the past 2 seasons. Mountain Home looks to make it 3 in a row behind a solid offense that put up over 500 yards last week. Harrison's improved, but Mountain Home gets the nod. Valley View travels to Searcy, and the Blazers of Valley View played very well in the second half last week against Poplar Bluff Missouri. Searcy, meanwhile, had taken it to Batesville, but Valley View is just a little different. This running back at Valley View, Carter Wallace, he's a sprinting machine. One of the best track guys in the state, one of the best football players. Nettleton will be down more than a dozen players who left the bench last week in that brawl with Truman, but the Raiders still have enough to beat BB. Newport out of Class 3A goes to take on Class 5A Batesville. Batesville's won 10 of the past 12 in the series, but Newport won last year pretty convincingly. Newport gets another big victory. They got playmakers like Travion Greer and Luke Reynolds, who will be too much for Batesville. Camden Fairview looks to bounce back. The Cardinals host El Dorado. El Dorado's beaten Fairview 9 of the past 11 seasons, but the past 2 years, the games have been decided by 1 point each. This will be another close one, but it goes to Camden Fairview this time since Fairview's the home team. Arkadelphia's at Hot Springs. Arkadelphia has won 16 of the past 24 in the series, and Arkadelphia has a mean defense. That'll be too much for the Trojans of Hot Springs.
I'm David Wallace for America's Car Mart. Who's feeling the football spirit? America's Car Mart proudly sponsors Arkansas high school football. Like our hardworking football players, the team at Car Mart works hard to keep you on the road. Car Mart knows that buying a vehicle is a big decision. That's why they take selling you a vehicle very seriously. When you shop at Car Mart, they're there for you through the good times and the bad times until you drive away with the title to your vehicle. Save time at the dealership and start your car buying journey online at car-mart.com. America's Car Mart, keeping you on the road.
Hungry on your way to the game? Satisfy that craving at Colton's. Throw those peanut shells in a bucket. Grab a hot roll and butter. Then enjoy a hand-cut steak or any of our mouth-watering entrees in a relaxed, casual dining environment. With 14 convenient locations across the state, you're sure to find a Colton's near your Friday night football destination.
Why do tacos get their own day of the week? Is it because Mondays are so rough, we need a Tuesday filled with beefy tortillas shared with good friends? If so, why don't we have Wellington Wednesdays, Stroganoff Saturdays, and heck, Meatball Mondays? Then, Mondays would just be another reason to enjoy our favorite beef with our favorite people. Together, we bring more. Beef. It's what's for dinner. Funded by beef farmers and ranchers.
Go beyond your field of study and get a world-class education in leadership. As an Army officer, you'll work side by side with peers who support your growth, and you'll become a role model, mentor, and decision maker in any environment, at any scale. It's a challenging path, but along the way, you'll sharpen your skills and show yourself and those around you exactly what you're capable of. Decide to lead at goarmy.com/officer.
We said earlier, a big win in the River Valley. Ozark taking on Boonville. Ozark has some playmakers, handled Clarksville very easily last week. Boonville lost at least 2 starters and maybe more in that loss to Poto, Oklahoma. Hootens.com picks Ozark, and this one could get out of hand. One of the best games is in the River Valley, and it's Dardanelle hosting Elkins in Class 4A. Elkins finished as state runner-up last year. They returned quarterback Ben Napier, who threw 3 touchdown passes last week against Miami, Oklahoma. Dardanelle scored 65 points last week in just 17 offensive plays. They're led by senior quarterback Creed Vega. Give the nod to the home team, Dardanelle. Monticello plays Bauxite. This one could be interesting. Monticello's got a good defense. They hung with Fordyce last week. Bauxite already on the backup quarterback after the starter got hurt early in the season. Hootens.com picks Monticello. Warren's at Whitehall, and Warren's beaten Whitehall 3 of the past 5 times these two teams have played. The Lumberjack offense didn't look too bad last week against Greenbrier. I think they'll score more points at Whitehall. Hootens.com picks the Lumberjacks to roll. Let's look at the Brick Bowl for a second. Glen Rose just beat up on Bauxite by 6 points. They scored touchdowns off of 2 turnovers. They'll try to force turnovers against Malvern. Malvern playing for a purpose, though, after Coach Freer, a former assistant there, was tragically killed over the weekend. Hootens.com picks Malvern playing for a purpose tonight. Another big one in South Arkansas, Rising in its strong rushing attack at Harmony Grove, Ouachita County. Rising won this matchup pretty convincingly last season, and Harmony Grove really couldn't get any offense going last week against Junction City. Possibly the biggest game of the night is at Ouachita Baptist. A non-conference tilt between Junction City and Mount Ida. These teams are ranked number 2 and number 3 in Class 2A. This one could be a shootout. Mount Ida is yet to play this season. They're led by senior Dakota Beachy, who plays quarterback and fullback. He'll get the ball early and often. Junction City, really strong performance last week against Camden Harmony Grove. Won that game 36-0. DeCorey Larry, the quarterback, looked spectacular, throwing a couple of touchdowns, and then Jackson Caldwell had 106 yards receiving and 8 tackles, 2 forced fumbles on defense. Hootens.com gives the nod to Mount Ida. Boy, that's a long road trip for Mount Ida and Junction City. Did you know that America's Car Mart keeps you on the road? Who's feeling that football spirit here in Arkansas? America's Car Mart proudly sponsors Arkansas high school football. Like our hard-working football players, the team at Car Mart works hard to keep you on the road. America's Car Mart knows that buying a vehicle is a big decision. That's why they take selling you a vehicle very seriously. When you shop at Car Mart, they're here for you through the good times, the bad times, until you drive away with a title to your vehicle. America's Car Mart is here for you. Save time at the dealership. Start your car buying journey online at car-mart.com. America's Car Mart, keeping you on the road.
I'm David Wallace for America's Car Mart. You know, America's Car Mart is your number one fan when it comes to Arkansas high school football. And when you drive away in a quality used vehicle from Car Mart, they're cheering for you all the way to the end zone. From purchase to payoff, Car Mart is there for you. They'll work with you and your situation to find a payment plan that fits your budget. So go see for yourself why Car Mart is different from all the rest. Stay connected by following Car Mart on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, and online at car-mart.com. America's Car Mart, keeping you on the road.
Go beyond your field of study and get a world-class education in leadership. As an Army officer, you'll work side by side with peers who support your growth. And you'll become a role model, mentor, and decision maker in any environment, at any scale. It's a challenging path, but along the way you'll sharpen your skills and show yourself and those around you exactly what you're capable of. Decide to lead at goarmy.com/officer.
Hungry on your way to the game? Satisfy that craving at Colton's. Throw those peanut shells in a bucket. Grab a hot roll and butter. Then enjoy a hand-cut steak or any of our mouth-watering entrees in a relaxed, casual dining environment. With 14 convenient locations across the state, you're sure to find a Colton's near your Friday night football destination.
Why do tacos get their own day of the week? Is it because Mondays are so rough, we need a Tuesday filled with beefy tortillas shared with good friends? If so, why don't we have Wellington Wednesdays, Stroganoff Saturdays, and heck, Meatball Mondays? Then, Mondays would just be another reason to enjoy our favorite beef with our favorite people. Together, we bring more. Beef. It's what's for dinner. Funded by beef farmers and ranchers.
Thanks for joining us through that fast-paced offensive lineup of juggernaut football games in this state. I was your host, Barry Grooms, honored to do so. Special thanks to executive producer, the head man himself, Thomas Thrash, and our producer, Graham Shear. And we look forward to seeing you at the same place, same time next week for another exciting edition of America's Car Mart Football Report.
Bear, let's do something a little different this week we haven't done before. Let's have a little fun with this. Here is a recap of last week in the form of a song. Hope you enjoy.
Well, the lights kicked on and the crowd stood tall. Week 0 rolled in like a barroom brawl. If you missed the mayhem, don't feel ashamed. Just sit right back, I'ma tell you the game. Clean Briar brought thunder, 6 trips in a flash of sun. Hit the Jets' defense, turn into ash. Up in the Ville, Hendricks played like a cheat code. 47, 2 yards down the Gold Street Road. Rogers locked in 41-3. Mounties through the gate, key into the sea. And Greenwood's Kane, let's talk real fast. He hit Canada twice like a border pass. Week 0 rolled in like thunder. Pass crack loud like a backfield blunder. Cleats in the dirt, crowds on fire. And every small town sang in a holy choir. If you went fishing or stayed in bed, you missed the hits that legends bled. Week 1's coming, so sharpen your blade, 'cause Arkansas football just got made. Chuck said, let the war begin. Deuce scored 3 in 3 different ways. One-man band with a 6-point blaze. PA gave heart, but Robinson snapped. Owned all phases, whole field mapped. Sylvan Hills dropped 55 like confetti. Mark Kelly's Bears came full force ready. And Catholic, oh Lord, grab a chair. Last second toss, soared through the air. Tied it up 1 tick, left on the board. Then walked it off like a mic was floored. Thunder, pads crack loud like a backfield blunder. Cleats in the dirt, crowds on fire, and every small town sang in a holy choir. And if you blinked or bailed, now don't be sore. The ball got snapped and the state just roared. Week 1's next, yeah, the bar's been raised. Hope y'all brought boots for the Friday blaze. Conway Stampede 68 on the mark. Cats tore through the field like a shark. Lakeside's Wolcott perfect throw spree. 14 for 14 like a QB dream. Arkadelphia brought the grit and grime. Xavier pushed through mud and time. And down in Newport, you better not blink. Greer went turbo, gone in a wing. Week 0 rode in like thunder. Pass crack loud like a backfield blunder. Every class, every town, every name. All lit the night with a holy flame. Y'all best be ready, no time to joke. From the Ozarks down to the Delta Clay, Arkansas football came to play. So here's to the hits and the highlight reels, to bus rides, bonfires, and battlefield fields. Week 0's gone, but the fire ain't low. Week 1's next. Let's go, let's go, let's go!
I'm David Wallace for America's Car Mart. If you're credit challenged, America's Car Mart is the place for you. Car Mart provides affordable used vehicles with flexible financing and low down payments. Once they help you find the right vehicle, they'll determine a payment plan that fits your budget. Car Mart is here for you. America's Car Mart, keeping you on the road.
Why do tacos get their own day of the week? Is it because Mondays are so rough, we need a Tuesday filled with beefy tortillas shared with good friends? If so, why don't we have Wellington Wednesdays, Stroganoff Saturdays, and heck, Meatball Mondays? Then, Mondays would just be another reason to enjoy our favorite beef with our favorite people. Together, we bring more. Beef. It's what's for dinner. Funded by beef farmers and ranchers.
Go beyond your field of study and get a world-class education in leadership. As an Army officer, you'll work side by side with peers who support your growth, and you'll become a role model, mentor, and decision maker in any environment, at any scale. It's a challenging path, but along the way you'll sharpen your skills and show yourself and those around you exactly what you're capable of. Decide to lead at goarmy.com/officer.
Hungry on your way to the game? Satisfy that craving at Colton's. Throw those peanut shells in a bucket. Grab a hot roll in butter. Then enjoy a hand-cut steak or any of our mouth-watering entrees in a relaxed, casual dining environment. With 14 convenient locations across the state, you're sure to find a Colton's near your Friday night football destination.